Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017 as we continue to move onwards on our special Sun and Moon week. Now, I've recorded so many videos by now, but I'm really enjoying using these new cards, so it doesn't really feel that tiring, I guess. But if I start going on a tangent a bit, bear with me because I am recording a ton of videos. Though I'm really enjoying using these new cards. But anyways, today's deck, as I announced yesterday, will be Lurantis GX with Vileplume. Another of one of the most talked about decks, I would say, between Decidueye, Umbreon, and Lurantis. I feel like those three are the most hyped up cards as being viable in the format. Obviously Solgaleo is good in its own right, Lunala is as well, Gumshoes is very interesting. But out of all of them, I feel like those three are the ones that will probably make, or these three rather, the first 3 or 4 I've gone through, will be the most impactful. Of course, Taurus can go in a ton of decks, but I'm talking more like a deck based completely around them. So, let's review Lurantis GX first. Fomantis, 60 HP with its attack synthesis, which actually powers itself up. It's always good to use this attack if you actually whiff the Lurantis, simply because you'll get your energy. Like if Fomantis gets KO'd, you bring up another Fomantis and you're able to recover those 2 energy immediately. So using synthesis and getting back energy or getting energy out of your deck is really a really useful tool, especially against decks where they might not even be able to KO Fomantis on turn 2. And Leaf Edge, 20 damage, nothing special, 60 HP and 1 retreat cost. Then we have 3 Lurantis GX. Now, as I say 3, I definitely meant to put 4 in, so I'm gonna add the 4th, and I'm gonna drop 1 level ball. I definitely want to play 4 here. But anyways, for Lurantis, 210 HP, which is the norm for stage 1 GXs from now on. Flower Supply, one of the most talked about attacks rather. 40 damage, and you get to attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. Now, this card reminds a lot of people to Mega Man Electric, which saw a decent amount of play and still sees play in the expanded format. But Flower Supply is less, like it deals a lot less damage. Mega Man Electric dealt 110. Flower Supply only deals 40, but there's a lot of other benefits you get off of using Flower Supply. A, it only costs 1 energy instead of 2. B, you don't need a Spirit Link to evolve into Lurantis GX, and especially you can even get a turn 1 Lurantis GX with Forest of Giant Plants. And C, the 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile can be attached in any way you like. You're not obliged to attach both of them to a single Pokemon, but you can actually spread them out. And you can attach them to Lurantis itself, which Mega Man Electric, obviously, it didn't want to do that, but it couldn't anyways. So you get all those pros at the cost of 70 total damage. I would say it's pretty good because you get another attack. Solar Blade, 120 damage for 3 energy, pretty good cost, and you get to heal 30 damage from Lurantis. So this 210 HP beast gets to heal itself. And to top this all off, you get to use Chloroscythe GX once per turn, which essentially should be called I can one-hit KO whatever I want pretty much GX. Okay, no, not really, but it deals 50 damage times the amount of grass energy attached to Lurantis. So obviously, needing 5 energy to one-hit KO one of the new GX Pokemon such as Decidueye is not ideal, but it's something that your opponent has to play around with or has to always have in their mind in terms of calculating how much HP their Pokemon can stand up to, and a combination of Flower Supply plus Chloroscythe or Solar Blade plus Chloroscythe, something like that, can actually be useful. And it's it's useful in 2 scenarios. Early on, where you're able to finish off something really quickly and get rid of that threat, or late game where you are able to just put yourself in a scenario where maybe you have two Lurantis GX and they both have 3 energy, so you use Flower Supply on both, and therefore like one energy on each, and therefore you get to threaten with either Lurantis to whatever your opponent is using. So there's definitely many combos you can do, or many situations where it can be useful, and it's another great GX attack. All the GX attacks are great, some are better than others, but this one definitely should be like top 5 or whatever, or top 3 maybe. And then we have our standard 333 Vileplume line. I did read an article on the Charizard launch yesterday where the author was using a 233 line, which is actually pretty innovative. I don't know how viable that will be. I don't know how comfortable I would feel just running 2 Oddish, but as he explained, the odds of pricing both are really low, and usually struggle to find Glooms and Vileplumes, not really the Oddish, because you can bench the Oddish immediately, whereas if you have the Vileplume or the Gloom in your starting hand, you can't do anything about them. You always need to first find the Oddish, which I guess running less Oddish means it's less likely to find them, but I understand the theory behind it. And then we finally have 2 Shaymin EX and 1 Lugia EX. Lugia EX is another good target to stack energy onto, a different weakness as well, which it's not going to be your saving grace against Volcanion, but maybe it'll do something. The Celebi promo, I believe, could be an option. Maybe it's not promo, maybe it's from a set, but the one that deals 1 or places 1 damage counter on every Pokemon of your opponent for a single grass energy, and if they KO it, you actually get to flip, and if you flip heads, it doesn't get KO'd, but it actually returns to your hand, so that's pretty viable. And then since we are using Vileplume and we don't want to use any like late game item cards, we are using a 4-4-4 supporter line. 4 Sycamore, 4N, 4 Lysander. Lysander is pretty huge to get a jump start on your opponent's Pokemon, to maybe potentially seal a game by KOing a Shaymin in the late game, and at this point nobody expects 4 Lysander. You expect 2 and then access to Verse Seekers, and in a deck such as Vileplume you can expect 2, maybe 3, but if you see 3 in your opponent's discard pile, you probably sit pretty safe and assume they won't have another one. So maybe that 4th one will be a surprise at some point or another. Discarding some early through Sycamore can sometimes be a thing, so having access to more is never a bad idea. And yeah, aside from that, we have 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Trainer's Mail, 1 Level Ball, and 3 Acrobike, all of them immediately usable item cards, and the same applies for Super Rod. And we have a very healthy 10 energy, not Super Rod, sorry, Floatstone. I meant to say Floatstone, unlike Super Rod, which is not usable in the beginning. And we have a very healthy 10 basic grass energy count. I love these new grass energies, I really, really love them. So gonna save the changes because I did add that 4th Lurantis GX, and now let's jump right into the ladder. Once I finish recording this and the Spanish video of this deck, I will jump onto building more decks. I don't want to feature 2 Lurantis GX decks in a row. We might actually be up against Solgaleo Lunala based on the, or Mega Scizor maybe, but based on the previous screen and based on the popularity right now, this might be Solgaleo Lunala. And my opponent says hello back. I assume people who say hello recognize the demo, like the Tablemon name, or they're just being nice. I hope they're being nice either way. Okay, so okay-ish start. Fomantis with Oddish, and we get energy to discard, and we get a Sycamore, so not bad. Definitely not bad. My opponent did start Shaymin, which is obviously great for us, and there's a Hoopa, so maybe it's actually not Solgaleo Lunala deck. It's probably going to be Mega Scizor right here. Yep, it is Mega, or well, at least Scizor, you know, but it's probably Mega Scizor as well. Might be Solgaleo Scizor, but I doubt it. But anyways, yeah, there's a Spirit Link. So I do want to build Soul Galio. I want to build... probably tomorrow's deck will be Lapras. Like bleh. I'm just excited, guys, about this Sun and Moon week. And before I forget, if you can leave the like at the beginning of the video instead of at the end, that would be amazing to support the series, to support the channel and everything. Okay, Garb is an issue. But Parallel City could be an issue. It's not that big a deal. And yeah. So I do get a null trouble here. So I could maybe go for Shaman to try and find the Stadium and the Gloom, but I don't think that's a great idea. Because I might just draw like more cards I cannot play down, and then I would have to Sycamore them away anyways. So what I'm gonna actually do is I'm gonna get rid of the Grass Energy and the Vileplume. I'm gonna check to see there's still there's one Gloom price, but there's 3 Vileplume available. And all the 4/4 Lurantis line is available. So I feel like this should be a pretty good matchup for Fomantis, or for Lurantis rather. Fomantis, Lurantis, they're both the same. I really do feel like this should be a good matchup because Scizor's damage output caps pretty easily. And now, okay, so no Stadium for us. I'm actually gonna grab the Ultra Ball actually, so that I can Shaman here. And I'm gonna discard 2 Grass Energy. Screw it. I'm gonna discard. Sorry about that. Sorry for saying that word. 2 Grass Energy because I can get them back. And if I get a Stadium, like even if I don't get the Vileplume, I can get a Stadium perhaps. And nope, man. Okay, I'm gonna be patient now then, because I really can't go too aggro. Like I could use Shaman once again, but I don't think I want to. And my opponent didn't get a very threatening turn 1 either. So, and also there's the fact that whenever I use Solar Blade, I make the 2-hit KOs 3-hit KOs. So that's pretty good. The hammers obviously don't make a difference. And if for some reason my opponent, and like I can even use the GX attack to 1-hit KO a Scizor like in the late game. So this should be a pretty easy matchup. And with all the new grass Pokemon, like having a good matchup against Scizor, and then Volcanion threatening the new grass Pokemon, like I feel Volcanion might see a surge in popularity. I generally don't think Scizor will be a good play. Like unless the metagame suddenly starts getting dominated by Mega Gardevoir, I don't think Mega Scizor is going to be that great a play. But that's just me. That is definitely just me. There's a Sycamore, so my opponent choosing not to play the Parallel City, which is interesting. And a very peculiar choice, I would say. I top deck a Shaman. Okay, so I get to evolve Lurantis. I also get to attach an energy. See, the thing is, I could go for a Gloom. Do I discard energy though? Am I going too aggro on the energy? Nah, I feel like it's fine. I don't want to. I'm not entirely sure. What's the best play here? I could KO Garb. That I could do. That's what I can do. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna attach an energy. I'm gonna Lysander. Well, not Garb, the Trubbish rather. I'm gonna KO the Trubbish simply because I do want the item lock for later on. I really do want the item lock. So Shaman will net me 2 Trainer's Mail and an N. The Trainer's Mail. I mean, Lysander could be decent. How many Lysander have I? That would be my 3rd Lysander. And Sycamore. My 3rd Sycamore as well. I guess I'll keep that Sycamore. And then off of this Trainer's Mail, I would love to see a Stadium. There is a Stadium. Okay. So I even get the luck going. So because I will get the luck, what I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to KO Trubbish just yet. Well, is that the best play? I feel like making sure I have 2 Lurantis for the late game is better, especially because I've discarded so many energy. So I'm gonna use Flower Supply. Tablemon shouldn't be able to discard or to KO Trubbish, and well, I can even power up Lurantis itself so that I have a back-to-back one-hit KO on the Mega Scizor. But maybe that's better for the second Lurantis. Maybe I can 2-hit KO the first one, and then I'm good to go with the next Lurantis. Yeah, that seems like a better long-term plan. It definitely seems like a better long-term plan. There's the energy on Mega Scizor. No item cards for my opponent thanks to Vileplume. He does replace my stadium, reducing my damage output, which I don't really mind because I have 4 more. Or 3 more rather. 3 more Forest of Giant Plants. Discarding the Fomantis, not great, but at this point in time I don't think I'm going to need more than 2, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna need more than 2. I guess I'll just build the other Vileplume. No Float Zone on the other Vileplume could allow for some weird deck out scenarios. So maybe I want to try and prevent that. I did not consider that. I do have 1 grass energy. Should I power up a Vileplume? Well, the thing is, whatever Vileplume I do power up, he simply Lysanders the other one. So, I might be setting myself up for failure, actually. Well, a lot is gonna depend on how many energy I do have prized and how many Lysander my opponent runs, but that's definitely a win condition available to him, which I did not consider well enough. Just based on that, I should not have evolved the second Vileplume. I definitely should not have evolved the second Vileplume. It discards the stadium, that's completely fine. I will attach the energy to the bench Lurantis, and I'm gonna Solar Blade here. The 30 damage I do heal means he still KOs me. Never mind. Apparently I cannot count properly. That's okay though. That's really okay. I'd rather him like take KOs and not play to the deck out win condition, which is actually more even than you would think. Especially if he starts using up more cards right now. Well, not really. He has a ton of cards in his hand. Okay, so he gets the KO. Perfect math, actually. Perfect maths right there. So I get a Lysander. I'm gonna use the N. Definitely gonna use the N here. I don't find another energy, so that could be a problem. But I'm gonna get the KO here. Yeah. Okay, so a Float Stone and a Nuttish. Nothing useful, actually. Nothing at all useful. He promotes the other Scizor though, which is fine by me. By doing that, I might actually want... Well, I only have 3 energy though. I might want to just power up my 2 Vileplumes, actually. And another thing I can do is Lysander up the other Scizor. But I'm really scared of the Lysander play. I am generally really scared of the Lysander play. And 40 plus 120, well, it's only 20 actually. I am generally really scared right now. I mean, either I do that or I just play to beat the Scizor. I guess I'll do that. Lapras GX. I mean, by getting so many prize cards and having so many cards in my hand, I do free up an energy, and I have 2 ends, so I should have time enough to find enough energy to retreat. And yeah, my opponent doesn't have anything even, so I'm okay with that. I'm gonna keep the energy simply because whoever he does Lysander, if he does go for that, I want to start attaching to that one, because if I attach to one Vileplume, he will Lysander the other one, and that would not be good news. But he simply Steel Wings. So there we go. Lurantis dominating Scizor. Lurantis GX dominating Scizor. Yeah, this card is really good. And yeah, I know I asked this yesterday, but I am pre-recording this. I decided to use the regular art cards for now. I feel like they look more better, eh? I feel like they look better. They're more attractive. Like for the thumbnails and for the gameplay, I do feel they're a little more attractive because they have like the cool background and things. Like the rainbow rares and the full arts, they're a lot simpler. Like in real life, they have the texture, which is obviously pretty awesome, but like in the game, it actually looks like a plainer image, if you will. So now we're up against a water type decks. So this might be the toolbox, the Lapras GX toolbox. I'd be really excited to see that come into play. Lapras GX's attack auto paralyzes, I believe. I don't remember exactly right now, but that will be tomorrow's deck. So by the time I play that, I will know. I will know. Okay. So we do mulligan. 2 mulligan, not that big a deal. And we don't get a really good start. I mean, it's fine, I guess. Trip over. Okay, so my opponent is using Lapras. So let's look at the Lapras. Ice Beam GX, yeah, he auto paralyzes, which is actually pretty decent. Auto paralyze is always good. And Blizzard Burn, collect, yeah, Lapras is pretty nice. Okay, so let's see what we can get off of this Trainer's Mail. We get an M. I feel like that's the best card to grab here. I'm gonna play the Forest of Giant Plants, and since I can't attack, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attach the Floatstone to the benched Oddish, and I'm gonna attach the Grass Energy to the active Oddish. That way I can potentially retreat later, and I will have 1 energy in my discard pile for Lurantis GX's attack, which I'll be very happy about. Lugia, I feel like Lugia is expendable here, so I'm gonna forego the Lugia to find myself a I can get the turn 1 Vileplume, but I don't think I need the turn 1 Vileplume just yet. Like, it's always very tempting, of course. It's always very, very tempting. Maybe I should have played the Acrobike first. Okay, well, there's the Gloom, so never mind. We are guaranteed the turn 1 Vileplume at this point in time. I'm not gonna play it just yet because there's still more item cards I want to see here and that I want to play before I set up the luck. But a turn 1 luck, obviously great. I do find another Floatstone, but I'm only gonna attach that after I retreat. And who would I attach it to? To Lurantis or to Oddish? Maybe Lurantis. Maybe it's a better idea to attach it to Lurantis. And yeah, there's a turn 1 Vileplume. So no more item cards for myself, but especially not for my opponent. Might end up being a quick-ish game. My opponent does Professor Kukui, so pretty limited options for him. There's an Articuno. Collect, that's probably his best option, his only option rather. And yeah, Ninja Boy into Articuno in that deck seems pretty good. Like, You hit Lapras, you hit with Lapras rather, and then you Ninja Boy into Articuno. Okay, that Sycamore top deck is obviously not my favorite, but there's not much I can do about that. I do get another Lurantis GX, which is great. And see, I only have 2 grass energy in my discard pile, and that's an issue. I mean, it's not the biggest issue, obviously, but I'm gonna Clear Scythe. Oh, it's weak. Never mind. Never mind. Lapras is weak to Lurantis. That's pretty good for us. I'm just gonna power up the active Lurantis, yeah. There we go. Okay, so Lurantis is a really big threat now. My opponent only has 1 energy in play. He cannot play any experience share of some sort. He does replace my stadium. He can now heal, but what he needs is more energy in play. Sure, he can collect for 3 more cards. Sure, he Lysanders the other Lurantis. It's not that big a deal. I kind of feel like it's a good idea to Sycamore here, the energy away, so that I can power up myself even further. I should have good odds to draw an energy, and there we go. I will replace the stadium. I don't want my opponent healing himself too easily, and what I can do here is either spread the energy around, or rather I'm gonna attach it. Yeah, I'm gonna attach to the active Lurantis, simply because I can maybe retreat if I need to. I can whatever. Like I could have spread the energy on the other Lurantis to prevent that scenario, but my opponent's pretty much out of options at this point. He's generally pretty much out of options. There's absolutely no way, I don't think, he can come back to this game at this point. So, like, even if I take a billion sleep turns, eventually I will wake up, and that's all I need. He didn't even get to attach an energy in the previous turn. There's another Lapras. There's another energy. And yeah, he's gonna play the Sleep Flips. Wow, he Sycamores away his whole hand, which is full of item cards. Elixirs, Energy Switch, Fighting Fury Belt, versus Seekers. Wow. And I even wake up. Pretty unfortunate for my opponent. I don't have the other energy to KO the Articuno, so like I could Lysander up and KO the Lapras, but I don't really want to do that because the Slip Flips is the only way my opponent like maybe has a chance to do something in this game. So by eliminating that luck factor, I guarantee 100% that I win. If I don't eliminate that and I get like a series of bad Slip Flips and I end up taking out or something weird like that, like even if it's a very, very, very small chance of that happening, it can still happen. So you never ever, like if you can change a probability from 99% to win and 1% to lose into 100% win, then definitely change it to 100%. Even if it's so unlikely that you would win or lose or whatever otherwise, never ever ever like or rather not ever, but reduce risks to a minimum. Okay, always try to reduce risks to a minimum. I could have attached the energy to Lurantis GX so that I could deal 400 damage to a Lapras. That would have been cool, but yeah, like just seeing how dominating this Lurantis GX deck is. Yeah, I have no energy now. I have no energy to attach or put pressure, but I do top deck the energy. Okay, so that's cool. Flower Supply. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attach 1 energy to the active Lurantis and 1 energy to the bench Lurantis. That way, either one can retreat, either one can use the GX attack to KO Lapras, even if he heals himself, and the only way he can do something or stall for more time is Lysander Shaman or Lysander Oddish. But then eventually, out of 13 cards, I played 10 energy, so I still have 3 energy left, and all 3 can't be prized, you know? So, so wow, Glacian would have actually been a big problem. A very, very big problem. And there's a victory. Yep, my opponent realizes the damage doesn't work in his favor. And there we go. There we go. So, 2 quick wins. I would say that turn 1 Vileplume was just beautiful, maybe. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, let's find a third game to showcase the deck. And yeah, I feel like most Lurantis GX decks will look very similar to the one I just used. So yeah, like there will be some sort of small card variations. The 4 Lysander will probably be interesting, but yeah, now we are up against Volcanion. So we've dominated like the previous 2 decks pretty badly. Now, unless we get like a perfect turn 1, you are probably going to see this deck lose badly. Although the odds of like the turn 1 hand is pretty good. Not gonna lie, the turn 1 hand is looking pretty good, especially seeing a Volcanion EX in the active slots. In an ideal world, we would have top decked a Gloom instead of a Vileplume. And see, there's 2. I can secure the Vileplume, the turn 1 Vileplume right here. Is that more important than securing a Lurantis rather? Maybe it is. Maybe against Volcanion, like to have a certain fighting chance against Volcanion, maybe that is the play. So that's what my instinct is telling me. This is the first time I'm playing this matchup, so that's what my instinct is telling me to do. And okay, so that changes things a little bit. I'm gonna have to set up Vileplume because I do need to find the Fomantis and Lurantis, but now it's gonna be completely up to this Sycamore to give us, or up to the RNG to give us a good hand, which it doesn't happen. We do find 2 Fomantis, but we don't find a Lurantis GX, which is an issue. That's the biggest issue here. We did not find the Lurantis GX. So we need that to keep applying pressure. If I had been able to afford to... If we had been able to afford to... Scoundrel Ring. Okay, so we're not gonna get a quick win here, if we even get a win. But that deck plays so many energy that he can simply power up a Volcanion on the bench, I guess. Now, okay, but he decides to power up the active, which makes sense. But maybe my win condition here is to deck him out. Maybe that's my win condition. I'm gonna retreat and start using Synthesis to make my deck thinner, increase my chances of drawing one of my 3 Lurantis GX because one of them is prized, drawing one of my draw supporters, and I guess I'll power up. What does Vileplume do? Oh, only 70. I figured maybe it confused or something. But yeah, the Lysanders will probably be the key here. The Lysanders will probably be the key. Okay, I do top the cannon, so that's good news. But now the Volcanion is a big threat. Now the Volcanion is a really big threat, and we still don't find the Fomantis, the Lurantis rather. But I do find a Lugia, so the Lugia is very useful here because I do get to attach an energy to it, and through Synthesis I get to power it up even further. Although we are running very low, dangerously low in energy now, and I will be able to 2-hit KO the Volcanion, potentially forcing a scenario where he has, yeah, he's using a lot of that. Yeah, that Sycamore is great for us. It's actually great. Yeah, next turn either he retreats or loses the Volcanion, which I don't think he would do that. So I feel like we can trick my opponent into decking him out. I feel like we can actually do that. And who knows, maybe we'll actually like find a chance to use the GX attack. We do have less cards right now, and still no Lurantis. Wow, that's pretty bad. Still no Lurantis. Okay, I'm gonna Air Ball for 100 damage, and we still have all four Lysander rather available to us. We still have all four Lysander. Now we have to keep track of the energy my opponent is using, or has rather. He decides to kind of give up the baby Volcanion, plays down a parallel CD, and discards the Hoopa and that. But okay, my mission here is to prevent my opponent from using baby Volcanion to power himself up. So I'm gonna target the energy Volcanion here. I 3-hit KO the 3 energy Volcanion, but basically maybe I'll get to a point where I will be able to KO enough Pokemon that I can possibly use the GX attack. So maybe playing to the deck out is not the best idea. Okay, there's the Lurantis finally. There's the Lurantis. But what do I do here? Do I retreat? If my opponent finds... Yeah, if my opponent actually finds... Okay. Gonna Flower Supply. And I'm gonna attach 1 energy to Lurantis to threaten that I'm gonna start using Solar Blade now, but I'm not going to. What I actually want to do is take my time. And wow, he's actually spreading his energy. And that was a mosquito I did not kill. Or KO rather. Obviously. Okay. So I wonder how many N though I have still. He's spreading his energy out. So I really do wonder how many, not N, sorry, Lysander. I've only used up 1 Lysander. So can I put enough energy on my Lugia? Can I put enough energy on my Lugia to 1-hit KO a Volcanion EX the turn it comes up? I believe I can. But do I want to though? That's the question. Do I want to? If I had an N. He doesn't attach an energy. Wow. That's huge. That is 100% huge. And if he doesn't have like 2 basic energy and another Volcanion EX, he won't be able to KO Lurantis. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna take the KO with Flower Supply. Okay, I feel pretty comfortable now. I generally feel really comfortable. And I'm just gonna super power up Lugia. I don't need anything else to win this match. I just need Lugia to just run through my opponent's deck. Unless he even if he damages Lugia right now, I have the Lysander. Oh wow, he did have it. Does he really have 3 basic energy in his hand right now? No, okay. So he only deals 100 damage. That's great. And then maybe I should have touched 1-on-1. Okay. Here I have 6 energy. So I don't KO. Wow, that's pretty bad. I can only KO this damaged Volcanion. Oops. Did I misplay my energy attachments? I don't have any more energy, which sucks. I actually don't have any more energy. Yeah, 6 energy plus 3, that's 90. Maybe I should KO the baby Volcanion here with the GX attack. Maybe that's my play. Is it though? Because if I Lysander, yeah, that's my play. That's definitely my play. If I Lysander and get a KO, he can actually KO Lugia. So it's better to KO the Volcanion right here. Wow, am I seriously going to be able to do this? This is possible 100% only because we went first and we got the Vileplume. Otherwise, this would definitely be a losing matchup. Okay. There's a 4 energy, so now I do want to KO the Volcanion. And off of that Lysander, or any of the Lysander I do have remaining, which should be 3, I should be able to overwhelm whatever he does promote, right? So I'm gonna play that. I guess I'll bench the Oddish in case he does use N. Now... we won, guys, we won! I can't believe it, we won. Okay, that was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty cool. We only had 1 energy left though, so maybe if it was priced, we might have lost by deck out somehow. I don't know. But yeah, that was... I can't believe we beat Volcanion. I generally can't believe we beat Volcanion. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying. I definitely am using these new cards. I'm definitely loving the new cards, and it's a very exciting time. I'm very excited for Anaheim Regionals. I will be there, so if you see me there, I hope you come by and say hi. Still a few days left for that, but I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Lapras GX action. Bye.